The universe mirrors your mind. This audiobook unlocks the secret of quantum visualization. See it within and watch it manifest. The Quantum Visualization. Introduction. Amidst the ancient knowledge rests a truth so powerful it has directed the fates of those who grasped its secrets. Inside you exists a force more extraordinary than any worldly power, the capability to mold reality through the revered practice of visualization. This isn't simply daydreaming or hoping, but the enactment of universal principles that have steered creation since the dawn of time. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, has woven into its fabric a remarkable principle. That which you hold steadily in your mind's eye must, by the immutable laws of creation, manifest in your physical reality. This is the foundation upon which all great achievements have been built. The hidden force behind every miracle that has graced human existence. You possess within your consciousness a creative force so profound that it mirrors the very power that brought the cosmos into being. When you close your eyes and form a clear image in your mind, you are not merely engaging in fantasy. You are participating in the primary act of creation itself. This power has always been yours, waiting patiently to be awakened. Think of your mind as a sacred temple where every thought is a prayer and every visualization a decree to the universe. The images you hold in this temple are not passive pictures, but active blueprints that the universe recognizes and responds to with unerring precision. As above, so below. As within, so without. This ancient maxim reveals the direct correlation between your inner vision and outer reality. The masters of old understood this profound truth. Visualization is not simply an act of seeing, but an act of becoming. When you visualize with unwavering faith and crystal clarity, you align yourself with the creative currents of the cosmos. You become one with the very force that shapes worlds, and in doing so, you gain the power to reshape your own world. The art of quantum visualization transcends the ordinary boundaries of imagination. It is a sacred practice that bridges the gap between the seen and unseen realms, between potential and manifestation. Part 1. Awakening the Power of Visualization. Chapter 1. The Reality-Shaping Power of Your Mind. In the heart of an ancient mountain pass, a traveler named Soren walked wearily along a forgotten path. His feet ached from countless steps, his spirit heavy with unfulfilled dreams. As dusk painted the sky in deep purples, he discovered a weathered temple, its stones whispering secrets of ages past. Within its sacred walls sat an aging sage, his eyes holding the light of countless stars. "You carry more than just that pack upon your shoulders," the sage spoke softly. "You carry dreams, yet unrealized." Soren nodded, sinking to the ground before the wise one. "I have wandered far seeking my fortune, but find only more distance between myself and my desires." The sage smiled, his expression gentle yet knowing. "What you hold in your mind will one day be held in your hands. This is the first and greatest law of creation." Doubt clouded Soren's eyes. How can mere thoughts shape reality? "Watch," the sage instructed, closing his eyes. Within moments, a small bird flew through the temple window, landing exactly where the sage had extended his hand. "I saw it in my mind first, and reality aligned with that vision." As Soren practiced under the sage's guidance, subtle shifts began occurring in his world. Opportunities emerged where before there were none. Paths opened that had seemed closed. The universe itself appeared to conspire in his favor. This truth extends beyond ancient temple walls. It lives within the laboratories of quantum physics, where scientists have discovered the remarkable observer effect. The very act of watching particles alters their behavior, proving what mystics have taught through millennia. Consciousness shapes reality. Consider the young sculptor Amara who stood before an untouched block of marble. Others saw only stone, but in her mind's eye she beheld a magnificent eagle in flight. Each strike of her chisel followed the vision she held within, until the physical world matched her inner sight. The masterpiece existed in thought before it existed in form. This is the power that flows through your own being. When you close your eyes and hold a vision, you are not engaging in mere fantasy. You are engaging the very forces that create worlds. Find a quiet space where you will remain undisturbed. Close your eyes and allow your breath to become slow and steady. For the next 5 minutes, step into the vision of your ideal life. Don't simply watch it, become it. Feel the textures of your surroundings, hear the sounds that fill your space, experience the emotions that flow through you. Let every sense awaken to this reality you are creating. This is not imagination. It is the first step of manifestation, the sacred moment when you plant the seed of what will be into the fertile soil of what is. Chapter 2. The Secret Language of the Universe. In the vastness of an ancient desert, where time flows like sand through divine fingers, a nomad named Karim followed whispers carried on the evening wind. His water supply had dwindled to mere drops, yet something deeper than knowledge guided his steps. Above him, stars arranged themselves in patterns that spoke directly to his soul, a celestial language as old as creation itself. You see, the universe speaks constantly through a sacred tongue of symbols and synchronicities. Just as Karim read the stars, you too are surrounded by divine messages waiting to be understood. These signs appear as recurring numbers, chance encounters, or sudden inspirations that seem to answer unspoken questions. The language of creation itself is visualization, a silent dialogue between your deepest desires and the infinite intelligence that orchestrates all things. When you hold an image in your mind, you transmit a signal into the vast field of potential, initiating a sequence of events that will bring that image into physical form. Modern science has unveiled what the ancient mystics protected for generations. Your subconscious mind cannot differentiate between an actual experience and one vividly imagined. Each visualization creates neural pathways identical to those formed by physical experience. This is why Olympic athletes can improve performance through mental rehearsal alone. The mind accepts the imagined practice as reality. In a small village where drought had withered hope, lived a farmer named Chen. While his neighbor's fields turned brown under the merciless sun, his crops flourished with vibrant life. Each morning before dawn, Chen would walk among his seedlings, speaking to them with tender authority. Grow strong, my friends. Rise tall toward the sun. Your roots run deep, drawing up pure water from the earth. His neighbors thought him mad, but Chen understood a truth as old as soil itself. Consciousness precedes form. Before the first green shoot emerged, he had already witnessed the harvest in his mind's eye. His words and visions worked in harmony with universal law, and nature responded to his clear intention. These truths lie dormant within you, waiting to be awakened. The universe yearns to answer your heart's calling, but you must learn to speak its language. Begin now with this ancient practice. Each day, find a quiet moment to speak to your desires as if they are living entities. Whisper to them with the same tender authority Chen used with his crops. You are coming to me now. Feel the truth of these words in your body. See your desire responding, moving toward you through the invisible fabric of reality. The universe will answer in its own mysterious way, through signs and synchronicities that only your heart will recognize. Chapter 3: Unlocking the Dimensional Mind. In the quiet hours before dawn, an artist named Maya awakened with her heart pounding. In her dream, she had created a painting of such transcendent beauty that it brought tears to her eyes. Without hesitation, she rushed to her easel, her hands moving with certainty as if guided by an unseen force. Each brushstroke matched the vision from her dream perfectly, as though she were merely copying what already existed in another dimension of reality. You see, consciousness flows beyond the boundaries of time and space. When Maya accessed her dream vision, she tapped into a realm where all possibilities exist simultaneously. This is the true nature of visualization, not merely imagining, but accessing realities that already exist in potential form. The quantum field, as modern physics reveals, is a vast ocean of possibilities. When you focus your attention through visualization, you collapse these possibilities into physical reality. Just as light can behave as both a wave and a particle depending on observation, your focused attention transforms ethereal possibilities into tangible experiences. In a workshop filled with drawings and half-finished projects lived Thomas, an inventor whose creations seemed to emerge from nowhere. Late at night, he would sit in silence, his mind reaching into the void until complex mechanisms appeared before his inner eye. "These machines already exist," he would say. "I simply remember them from the future." His notebooks filled with designs that would later revolutionize his field, each one drawn from that mysterious place beyond time. This power of accessing other dimensions through consciousness resides within you. Your mind is not confined to the present moment. It is a bridge spanning all possible realities. When you visualize with clarity and feeling, you are not creating something new, but selecting from the infinite array of possibilities that already exist. As you prepare for sleep tonight, practice this ancient technique of dimensional bridging. Lie quietly and allow your current self to dissolve. Step fully into your desired reality, experiencing it as if it exists now. Feel the weight of your body in that reality. Breathe its air. Touch its textures. Let this vision be the last thing in your mind as you drift into sleep, allowing the dream world to amplify and crystallize your chosen reality. In this space between waking and dreaming, the barriers between dimensions grow thin and transformation becomes possible. Chapter 4: Energy, Frequency, and Vibration in Visualization. In the dimly lit concert hall, Alexander sat before his violin, his unseeing eyes closed in concentration. Though darkness had been his companion since birth, he saw the world through vibrations, through the resonance of his instrument, the whispered breaths of his audience, the subtle shifts in air currents that spoke of movement and life. You, too, are constantly broadcasting vibrations into the vast field of creation. Your emotions are not mere feelings. They are frequencies that ripple through the quantum fabric of existence. When Alexander drew his bow across the strings, he did not simply play notes. He transmitted pure feeling into the universe. The audience wept, not because they heard music, but because they felt his soul's frequency. The universe responds not to your words or even your thoughts, but to the emotional frequency you emit. Modern science has measured these emotional vibrations. Gratitude resonates at 540 Hz, love at 528 Hz. These are not abstract concepts, they are measurable forces that shape the quantum field around you. Rachel discovered this truth in the depths of her despair. After losing everything she valued, she found herself alone in an empty apartment, surrounded by unpaid bills. In that moment of darkness, she remembered an ancient teaching: gratitude is the highest prayer. Though it seemed foolish, she began to give thanks for everything: the air in her lungs, the floor beneath her feet, the sunrise she would see tomorrow. As she practiced this gratitude, something shifted within her energy field. The very atoms around her began to dance to a new frequency. Within days, unexpected opportunities appeared, as if drawn by an invisible magnet. A forgotten debt was forgiven. A perfect job opportunity emerged, and a new path opened before her. The universe had responded not to her circumstances, but to her vibration. Your visualization must carry the full weight of emotion to manifest in physical form. Like a radio signal, it must be strong enough to broadcast into the field of infinite possibility. This is why the ancients taught that feeling is the secret. It is the power that brings your visions to life. Ritual of discovery. Find a quiet space where you can be undisturbed. Close your eyes and bring your desire into clear focus. Now, instead of merely seeing it, begin to generate the highest emotional frequency you can access: pure joy, unconditional love, or boundless gratitude. Let this emotion fill every cell of your body until you feel as though you might burst with its intensity. Hold both the vision and the feeling simultaneously, allowing them to merge into a single powerful broadcast to the universe. Maintain this state for as long as you can, knowing that you are literally changing the quantum field around you with the frequency of your emotion. Chapter 5. The Observer Effect. In the ancient kingdom of Meridia, Prince Aldrich lived beneath a peculiar curse, one that bound his perception to his expectations. Where others saw golden sunlight streaming through palace windows, he witnessed only gray shadows. Where gardens bloomed with vibrant life, his eyes perceived withered stems. His reality matched his thoughts with unwavering precision, trapping him in a prison of his own making. You possess this same power, though you may not recognize it as a gift rather than a curse. The universe bends and shapes itself to your deepest expectations, responding to your inner vision with perfect accuracy. This is not metaphor, but demonstrable truth proven by the most advanced scientific minds through the double-slit experiment. When quantum particles are observed, they behave differently than when unobserved. The mere act of watching changes the outcome. This revelation shakes the foundation of what you believe about reality. It shows that consciousness itself shapes the physical world. One day, a wandering sage entered Prince Aldrich's court. Rather than bow before the prince's perceived reality, she asked, "What if you chose to see differently?" She taught him to hold new visions in his mind, to expect beauty where he had anticipated decay. Slowly, his world transformed, not because it changed, but because he learned to see anew. This truth echoes in the tale of Maya, the lost explorer who found herself in an endless maze of canyon walls. For 3 days, she searched for an exit, seeing only towering barriers of stone. In her despair, she remembered an ancient teaching: the path appears when you believe it exists. Taking a deep breath, she began to walk, as if the way forward was clear. With each step taken in certainty, passages appeared that her eyes had missed before. The power that transformed Prince Aldrich's kingdom and guided Maya from the canyons lies dormant within you. Your expectations are not passive observations. They are creative forces that shape the reality you experience. Ritual of discovery. As you move through your day, consciously shift your perception. See everything as working in your favor. When challenges arise, observe them as stepping stones rather than obstacles. Watch how doors begin to open, how solutions present themselves. How synchronicities multiply. This is not wishful thinking. It is you awakening to your role as an observer-creator in the quantum field of existence. The world you see will transform because you have chosen to see it differently. Chapter 6. The Visualization Formula. In the quiet hills of an ancient valley lived May, a potter whose vessels were sought after throughout the land. Those who received her creations spoke not just of their beauty, but of how they seemed to carry an essence of peace within their very form. When asked about her method, May would smile and say, "I do not shape the clay. I feel what it wishes to become." You stand now at the threshold of understanding one of the most powerful secrets of manifestation. Like May with her clay, the art of creation begins not with force, but with feeling. The universe responds not to what you think, but to what you feel in the depths of your being. Science has unveiled a remarkable truth. Your heart generates an electromagnetic field 60 times greater in amplitude than your brain. This field extends far beyond your physical form, touching and influencing the world around you. When you feel an outcome as if it already exists, you broadcast that reality into the quantum field. In the mountains of Tibet, there lived a mystic named Chen, who could sense the coming of rain days before the first cloud appeared. Villagers would watch in wonder as he prepared his gardens precisely 3 days before each rainfall. When asked about his gift, he would say, "I do not predict the rain. I feel its presence in the eternal now, where all things already exist." This wisdom speaks to the very essence of manifestation. Your emotions are not merely reactions to what is, they are the seeds of what will be. The heart knows no distinction between what is happening now and what is yet to come. When you feel the joy, gratitude, and fulfillment of your desire as if it is already yours, you align with its frequency in the field of all possibilities. Like May feeling the form within unshaped clay, or Chen sensing rain in clear skies, you must learn to feel your desired reality before it manifests in the physical world. This is not pretending or fooling yourself. It is tuning to the frequency of what you wish to create. Ritual of Discovery. Find a quiet space where you can be undisturbed. Close your eyes and bring your desired outcome into your awareness. Now, instead of merely picturing it, immerse yourself in the feelings it would generate. If it is abundance you seek, feel the deep security and freedom it brings. If it is love, let your heart expand with the warmth of connection. If it is achievement, embrace the satisfaction and pride of accomplishment. Let these emotions fill every cell of your being until they feel more real than your current circumstances. This is not visualization. It is emotional manifestation, the language the universe understands most clearly. Chapter 7. Imagination versus Willpower. In the remote mountains of Tibet, a monastery held a secret teaching passed down through generations. A young monk named Zhen spent years trying to move a sacred stone through sheer force of will. Day after day he strained until sweat dripped from his brow, yet the stone remained unmoved. You must understand that the greatest power lies not in effort, but in imagination. The universe responds to the pictures you hold in your mind, not the force you exert with your hands. One morning, as dawn painted the sky in gentle hues, an elder monk approached Zhen. Without a word, he closed his eyes, and the massive stone began to float effortlessly above the ground. When Zhen asked how this was possible, the elder simply replied, "I do not move the stone. I imagine it has already moved." This truth echoes through the ages. Imagination flows while willpower fights. When you strain against reality, you create resistance. But when you imagine the end result as already accomplished, The universe conspires to bring it into being. In a distant village lived Thomas, a painter whose work seemed to capture not just images, but the very essence of life. Others would watch him work, mystified by how he never hesitated or corrected a stroke. "Before I touch the canvas," he would explain, "the painting already exists in its entirety within my mind. My hands merely follow what my imagination has already created." The law that governs all creation reveals itself in these tales. Imagination precedes manifestation. Your mind does not know the difference between what is vividly imagined and what is physically present. When you struggle to achieve something, you affirm its absence. But when you imagine it as complete, you align with its reality. Ritual of discovery. Select something you wish to manifest, a dream, a goal, a cherished outcome that calls to your heart. Instead of pushing toward it with effort and strain, find a quiet moment, close your eyes, and imagine it has already come to pass in its fullest expression. Feel the natural ease of its completion flowing through every fiber of your being. Let the warmth of accomplishment wash over you as you release all doubt and resistance. Let go of the strain of trying, of forcing, of making it happen through sheer will, and simply rest in the knowing that it is done. Feel how this peaceful certainty aligns you with the creative forces of life itself. The universe responds not to your struggle or your striving, but to your unwavering certainty, to the clear, calm knowing that what you seek is already yours in the eternal now. Chapter 8. Mental Movies. In the heart of an ancient city there lived a young boy named Kai who was plagued by nightmares. Each night shadows would chase him through twisted corridors of fear until a wise elder taught him the sacred art of dream weaving. You possess this same power within you. Your subconscious mind is like a master projectionist, playing whatever film you feed it upon the screen of your reality. It cannot distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. It simply accepts and manifests the images you present to it. The elder showed Kai how to become the director of his dreams. Before sleep, he would reimagine his story, seeing himself standing brave against the shadows, transforming them into golden light. Night after night, as he practiced this ancient technique, his nightmares transformed into visions of triumph. In another tale, a struggling writer named Gabriel lived in poverty, his mind filled with stories of lack and limitation. His manuscript spoke of defeat, reflecting the inner script he played continuously in his mind. One day he discovered an old manuscript that taught the art of mental reprogramming. Gabriel began to rewrite his inner story. Each night before sleep, he would visualize himself as a successful author, feeling the weight of his published books, hearing the applause of his readers. He replaced every scene of doubt with one of achievement, every moment of fear with one of courage. Within months, his outer world began to mirror his inner screenplay. Publishers who had once rejected his work now sought him out. His stories, once heavy with darkness, began to inspire thousands. Your subconscious mind is the most powerful creative force you possess, a sacred vessel of infinite potential waiting to be awakened. Like a fertile garden, tended by an eternal gardener, it will grow whatever seeds you plant within it, nurturing both flowers of abundance and weeds of limitation with equal devotion. The images you hold before sleep become the blueprint for your tomorrow, shaping the very fabric of your reality with an ancient and unwavering precision. In those precious moments between wakefulness and dreams, you stand at the threshold of creation itself, whispering your deepest desires into the vast cosmic web that weaves your destiny. Ritual of discovery. As you prepare for sleep tonight, create a perfect mental movie of your desired life. See yourself living in complete alignment with your highest vision. Feel the joy of your accomplishments. Hear the words of praise and celebration. Experience the fullness of your success. Make this inner film so vivid that your subconscious mind accepts it as reality. Let these images be the last thoughts you hold as you drift into sleep, knowing that through the night your mind will work to manifest this new vision. Do this not once, but every night, programming your subconscious with unwavering consistency. For as you change the inner script, the outer world must follow. Chapter 9, Signs and Synchronicities. In the depths of a moonless night, a sailor named Thomas drifted on endless waters, his compass broken, his hope fading with each passing hour. Yet in that darkest moment, he remembered an ancient teaching. The universe speaks in whispers to those who listen. You too stand at such a crossroads where the familiar falls away and uncertainty stretches before you. Yet like Thomas, you are never truly lost. The universe conspires in your favor, sending messages through the subtle language of synchronicity. As Thomas floated beneath the vast sky, he began to notice patterns in the stars he had overlooked before. A particular bird kept appearing, always flying in the same direction. The waves, too, seemed to pulse with a rhythm that pulled him toward an unseen destination. Instead of fighting these signs, he surrendered to their guidance. Within days, he found himself guided to a safe harbor, discovering that his apparent misfortune had led him to an island more abundant than his original destination. In another time, there lived a farmer named Chen, who learned to read the secret messages of nature. While others planted their crops by calendar alone, Chen observed the subtle signs, the way certain flowers bloomed before rain, how the ants moved before a storm, the direction of the morning mist. By attuning himself to these cosmic whispers, his farm flourished beyond measure. The universe speaks to you with this same precision. Every coincidence is a message, every unexpected encounter a sign, every sudden inspiration a cosmic nudge. These signs appear as repeating numbers, unexpected meetings, overheard conversations that exactly answer your unspoken questions. The universe orchestrates these moments with infinite care, creating a trail of breadcrumbs leading to your highest good. When you align with this flow of divine communication, life ceases to be a series of random events and becomes a sacred dialogue between you and the infinite. Every moment carries meaning. Every experience offers guidance. The universe never stops speaking. It is only our attention that wavers. Ritual of Discovery. Today, become a cosmic detective. Keep a sacred journal of every sign the universe sends your way. Notice the song that plays at the perfect moment, the book that falls open to exactly the page you needed to read, the stranger whose words mirror your inner thoughts. Write down these whispers from the universe, no matter how small they seem. Record the numbers you see repeatedly, the animals that cross your path, the sudden insights that arise. By acknowledging these signs, you strengthen your connection to the universal flow, opening yourself to ever clearer guidance. The universe is always speaking. Your task is simply to listen. Chapter 10. The Biggest Mistakes That Block Your Manifestation. In the shadows of an ancient temple, a woman named Amara spent years in meditation, seeking enlightenment. Each day she would strain to reach higher states of consciousness, only to find herself further from her goal. The harder she pushed, the more distant enlightenment seemed to become. You see, like Amara, you often stand in your own way. The very act of doubting creates resistance that blocks what faith would naturally attract. When Amara finally ceased her striving and simply sat in acceptance, the wisdom she sought flooded into her being. Her surrender accomplished what her struggle could not. This truth echoes through time. Doubt erases what faith creates. Every anxious thought, every moment of disbelief, Every desperate attempt to control the outcome places a veil between you and your desires. The universe responds not to your actions, but to your state of being. Consider the tale of Raj, a merchant who searched endlessly for a legendary marketplace said to hold untold riches. For years he followed maps and guides, each promising to lead him to his destination. Yet the more desperately he searched, the more elusive his goal became. It was only when he released his obsession, settling peacefully in a small village to rest, that he discovered he had unknowingly arrived at the very place he had been seeking all along. The law works with mathematical precision. What you resist persists. What you embrace flows. Your doubts are not protecting you, they are blocking you. Your anxiety is not preparing you, it is preventing you. The universe operates through allowance, not force. When you release your grip on how things must unfold, you open yourself to possibilities beyond your limited imagination. The path of manifestation requires not effort, but alignment, not control, but surrender, not doubt, but unwavering faith. Like water flowing around obstacles rather than forcing its way through, your energy must move with divine timing rather than against it. Every moment of release creates space for miracles to enter. Every breath of surrender allows the universe to work through you rather than you working against it. Trust in this process, for it is through letting go that you truly begin to receive. Ritual of discovery. Find a quiet space where you can be undisturbed. Close your eyes and identify what you have been trying to control or force into being. Feel the tension this resistance has created in your body and mind. Now consciously release this tension, breathing out all need to manage the outcome. With each breath, repeat silently, I trust in the perfect unfolding of my desires. I release all doubt and allow my good to flow to me. Maintain this practice until you feel a subtle shift from anxiety to peace, from forcing to allowing. The universe's timing is perfect. Your role is to trust and allow. Part 2, Mastering the Art of Quantum Visualization. Chapter 11, The Sacred Ritual of Daily Visualization. In a valley where hope had withered like autumn leaves, there lived a people who had forgotten the ancient art of dreaming. Their fields lay fallow, their markets empty, their spirits dim. Into this shadow walked Yusuf, a sage whose eyes held the light of forgotten wisdom. You possess this same power that Yusuf shared with the villagers, the sacred practice of morning vision. Each dawn before the sun kissed the horizon, Yusuf gathered the villagers in the town square. Close your eyes, he instructed, and see not what is, but what could be. At first, the villagers struggled, their minds clouded by years of despair, but Yusuf taught them patience. The mind, he explained, is like soil. What you plant each morning grows throughout your day. Day after day, they practiced. They saw their fields rich with grain, their markets bustling with trade, their children laughing in gardens yet to bloom. As the seasons turned, something remarkable began to unfold. The villagers walked differently, spoke differently, worked differently. Where before they saw only barren earth, they now noticed fertile possibilities. Their actions, guided by their morning visions, began to reshape their reality. The truth of this teaching reveals itself in the tale of Hassan, a merchant whose shop sat empty while others flourished. Each morning, before opening his doors, Hassan would sit in silence, seeing in his mind's eye customers flowing through his shop, gold flowing into his coffers, abundance flowing into his life. At first nothing changed, but Hassan persisted. Then subtle shifts began. He noticed opportunities others missed. A cargo ship delayed by storms meant he could purchase goods at lower prices. A new trade route opened, one that others overlooked. His morning visions had attuned him to possibilities that had always existed but remained unseen. Modern science now understands what these ancient practices always knew. Your brain cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. Each morning, visualization creates new neural pathways, literally rewiring your mind to recognize and create what you envision. As the sun rises tomorrow, find a quiet space where you can be undisturbed, a sanctuary for your sacred practice. Close your eyes and see your day unfolding with perfect clarity, as if watching a movie where you are both the director and the star. Watch yourself moving through each moment with grace and purpose, your actions aligned with your highest intentions. Feel the emotions of success, joy, and fulfillment coursing through your being, for these feelings are the very essence of creation. Taste the sweetness of your achievements. Savor the victory of each goal manifested. Let every sense engage in this morning vision. Hear the words of praise. Touch the symbols of your success. Breathe in the fragrance of abundance. Hold this practice sacred, for in these quiet moments of visualization, you plant the seeds of tomorrow's reality, nurturing them with the pure energy of your focused intention. These precious minutes of morning communion with your deepest desires shape the very fabric of your destiny. Chapter 12. Multi-Sensory Manifestation. In the quiet hills beyond the city walls lived Rahul, a potter whose fingers saw what his eyes could not. Though blind from birth, his hands moved with divine precision, coaxing beauty from shapeless clay. You may wonder how one without sight could create such masterpieces. The answer lies in a truth the ancients understood. Creation springs not from sight alone, but from the symphony of all senses united. Watch as Rahul works. His fingers dance across the surface of the clay, feeling the future within its form. Listen as he hums an ancient melody, the vibration guiding his hands. Smell the earth and water mingling as the wheel spins. This is how reality takes shape, through the marriage of all senses with vision. The universe responds not to what you see, but to what you experience in the fullness of your being. When athletes imagine their perfect performance, those who engage every sense, the smell of the field, the texture of their equipment, the sound of the crowd, create neural pathways nearly identical to physical practice. This wisdom echoes in the tale of Maya, a singer who dared to dream of performing in the grand concert hall. Each night she would close her eyes and immerse herself in her vision. She heard the rustle of the audience settling into their seats, felt the smooth wood of the stage beneath her feet, breathed in the distinct scent of roses from her bouquet, and let the sound of applause wash over her before she had sung a single note. When she finally stepped onto that stage months later, her body knew this moment. She had lived it 1,000 times in her mind. The ancient texts speak of this multi-sensory manifestation as complete knowing. Your subconscious mind, the gateway to universal power, awakens fully when all senses align with your vision. Like Rahul's hands reading the future in his clay, your entire being must participate in the creation of your reality. Ritual of discovery. Find a quiet space and close your eyes. Choose the future reality you wish to create. Now, engage each sense fully in your vision. What sounds fill this moment? Let them ring in your ears. What textures surround you? Feel them against your skin. What scents drift through the air? Breathe them in deeply. What movements does your body make? Let yourself flow through these motions. Hold nothing back. Immerse yourself completely in this sensory experience of your desired reality. Practice this complete sensing daily and watch as your vision takes form in the physical world with increasing speed and clarity. Chapter 13, The Future You. In the scrolls of ancient wisdom lies a tale that unveils one of the most powerful secrets of manifestation. A warrior named Takeshi sought guidance before a great battle, climbing the mountain paths to consult the oracle. Through the mists of incense, the oracle's voice carried a truth that would transform not just his fate but the understanding of how reality bends to belief. Victory is already yours, but only if you fight as one who has already won. At first, Takeshi struggled with this paradox. How could he embody victory before achieving it? Yet as he descended the mountain, he began to understand. He straightened his posture, relaxed his grip on his sword, and breathed with the calm assurance of a warrior who had already witnessed his triumph. His men noticed the change, not in his techniques or strategies, but in his very essence. He had become victory itself. The universe responds not to what you wish to become, but to who you are being in this moment. This truth echoes through the story of Lin, a humble scholar who yearned to join the ranks of the greatest minds in the empire. Instead of merely studying their teachings, he began to live as they lived. He woke before dawn as they did, maintained their disciplines, spoke with their measured wisdom, and carried himself with their quiet dignity. Long before the emperor's court recognized his mastery, Lin had already embodied it in every gesture, every thought, every breath. You see, the secret lies not in reaching for what you desire, but in becoming it now. Your nervous system cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. When you step fully into the identity of your future self, your brain begins creating new neural pathways that support this reality. This is not pretense, it is the deepest form of truth-telling, speaking to the universe in its own language of being rather than wanting. Stand before a mirror. Take a moment to study your reflection, then close your eyes and see clearly the version of you who has already manifested your deepest desires. Open your eyes and begin to move as this version of yourself would move. How do they stand? How do they breathe? How do they meet their own gaze? Let this embodiment extend into every aspect of your day. Walk with the confidence of one who has already arrived. Speak with the clarity of one who knows their worth. Move through the world not as one who hopes, but as one who has already become. The universe will have no choice but to align with who you are being. Chapter 14. Collapsing Time. In the ancient scrolls, a tale speaks of two farmers whose methods unveiled a profound truth about the acceleration of manifestation. In the western valleys, the first farmer followed tradition, planting his seeds and waiting patiently for nature to take its course. But in the eastern mountains, another farmer named Ryu discovered a secret that would transform our understanding of time and creation. Each dawn, Ryu would walk among his fields, speaking to his crops with unwavering certainty. "You are growing now, faster than ever before," he would whisper, his voice carrying the power of absolute knowing. While others saw only soil, Ryu saw golden wheat already swaying in the breeze. His crops flourished at an unprecedented rate, defying the natural order that others accepted without question. You must understand, time is not the rigid master you have been led to believe. The quantum field responds to consciousness, bending and flowing according to your expectations. When you plant the seeds of your desires, you need not wait passively for them to bloom. This truth echoes in the story of Maya, a young musician in a distant land. While others practiced their instruments in the traditional way, Maya discovered that deep visualization could collapse time itself. Each night she would close her eyes and experience herself performing with complete mastery. In her mind, she felt the strings beneath her fingers, heard the perfect resonance of each note, and embraced the certainty that her skill was expanding exponentially. Within months, she achieved what others required years to master. The universe does not measure time in days and hours. It measures it in alignment and certainty. When you declare with unwavering faith that your manifestations are accelerating, you alter the very fabric of reality. Like Ryu speaking to his crops or Maya embodying her mastery, you hold the power to draw your desires closer through the intensity of your focus and the depth of your belief. In this sacred understanding lies a profound truth. Time itself bends to the will of those who grasp their divine creative power. Just as a seed contains within it the complete blueprint of a mighty tree, your consciousness holds the fully formed reality of your desires. Through your focused intention and absolute knowing, you can collapse the perceived distance between your current state and your desired manifestation, bringing forth your dreams with supernatural speed and grace. Find a quiet space where you can be undisturbed. Close your eyes and enter into your visualization with complete presence. As you see your desire manifesting, declare with absolute certainty, "This is arriving faster than I imagined. The universe is accelerating my path to manifestation." Feel the excitement of knowing your desire is rushing toward you at unprecedented speed. Trust in divine timing while maintaining the unwavering expectation of acceleration. Repeat this practice daily, allowing each session to strengthen your certainty that time bends to your consciousness. Chapter 15. Parallel Realities. In the ancient scrolls of mariners there exists a tale of Kenzo, a fisherman who found himself lost in the vastness of an endless sea. As night descended, 2 stars caught his attention, one dim, one brilliant. In that moment of choosing which light to follow, he discovered a truth that would alter the understanding of reality itself. Gazing upon the brighter star, Kenzo made a wish with every fiber of his being. As the words left his lips, something extraordinary occurred. The winds shifted, and familiar waters began to appear around his vessel. The shore he discovered was both known and somehow different, as if he had stepped through an invisible doorway into a parallel world. This truth aligns with what quantum physics has revealed. Every possible version of reality exists simultaneously in a vast field of potential. Your consciousness is the navigator, choosing which reality to make manifest through your focus and belief. Like waves in an infinite ocean, these realities exist side by side, waiting for you to step into them. This wisdom echoes in the tale of Amara, a traveler who paused at a crystalline river during her journey. As she gazed at her reflection, she witnessed something remarkable. When her thoughts dwelled on weakness, her reflection appeared frail and uncertain. Yet when she chose to see herself as strong, her reflection transformed, radiating power and certainty. The river had revealed a profound secret. Reality shifts according to which version of yourself you choose to believe in. You stand now at the threshold of infinite possibilities. Every dream you hold exists already in a parallel reality. The key is not to create what you desire, but to shift your consciousness into alignment with the reality where it already exists. Like Kenzo choosing his guiding star, you select which reality to experience through your focused attention and unwavering belief. The universe responds not to what you wish for, but to which reality you choose to inhabit through your thoughts, feelings, and actions. When you fully embody the version of yourself who has already achieved your dreams, you naturally begin to shift into that reality. The world around you must rearrange itself to match your new frequency of being. Begin each day by consciously choosing which reality you wish to experience. Move through your day as though you are already living in the reality where your desires have manifested. Notice how people respond differently to you, how opportunities appear, and how circumstances align with your chosen reality. Your unwavering commitment to living as though you have already shifted will cause the physical world to mirror your inner knowing. Chapter 16. Nighttime Visualization. In the sacred hours of twilight, when the veil between worlds grows thin, there lived a young woman named Maya who sought the secrets of manifestation. Her search led her to the dwelling of an ancient sage who lived at the edge of a mystical forest. The elder's eyes held wisdom as he spoke. The moment before sleep is the most powerful of all. Guard it well. His words carried the weight of ages, for he understood a truth that modern science now confirms. In those precious moments as consciousness dims, the gateway to the subconscious mind stands wide open. During this transition between waking and sleeping, your mind enters a special state where the analytical barriers fall away. Brain waves shift from beta to alpha to theta, creating the perfect conditions for imprinting new patterns of reality. It is in this twilight state that your deepest beliefs are formed and transformed. This wisdom echoes in the tale of Raphael, a humble merchant who discovered this truth by accident. Each night, he would step into his garden and whisper his dreams to the stars as sleep beckoned. At first, he thought nothing of this ritual, but as days passed, he noticed something extraordinary. His whispered wishes began materializing in his waking hours. A chance meeting here, an unexpected opportunity there, until his reality transformed to match his nightly visions. The secret lies in timing. As your body prepares for sleep, your subconscious mind becomes uniquely receptive to new impressions. Like a field freshly tilled, it awaits the seeds of your desires. What you plant in these moments takes root deeply in the fertile soil of your unconscious mind. This is why the ancient ones guarded their final thoughts of the day with such care. They knew that these moments were sacred, a direct line to the universal mind that shapes all reality. The images and feelings you carry into sleep become the blueprint from which tomorrow's experiences are built. As you prepare for sleep each night, create a sacred practice, a ritual as ancient as consciousness itself. Lie quietly in your bed and allow your body to relax, feeling each muscle release its tension as you sink deeper into tranquility. In those precious moments between waking and sleeping, when the veil between worlds grows thin, hold the vision of your desires as if they are already real. See them with crystal clarity. Touch them with your inner senses. Breathe life into every detail. Feel the joy, the gratitude, the absolute knowing that accompanies their fulfillment. Let your heart overflow with the pure emotion of having received your blessing. Let this be the final impression you carry into sleep, a seed planted in fertile soil, allowing your subconscious mind to work through the night like a master weaver, threading this new reality into the very fabric of your existence. Trust in this sacred process, for it has transformed countless lives throughout the ages. Chapter 17. The 10-Minute Miracle. In the hidden scrolls of ancient wisdom lies a revelation about the nature of time and manifestation. The tale speaks of Zhen, a wandering monk whose reputation for miraculous manifestations drew seekers from distant lands. Kings offered him gold and jewels for his counsel, yet he shared but one truth. With focus, you can summon miracles in minutes. You have within you this same power, the ability to manifest with lightning speed when your mind achieves perfect alignment. Like a lens focusing sunlight to ignite a flame, Your concentrated thought holds the power to materialize desires in moments rather than months. The universe responds not to the length of your visualization, but to its intensity. When you achieve complete harmony between thought, feeling, and belief, reality shifts instantly. This is why masters of manifestation can create change with a single focused thought, while others spend years without results. Consider the story of Kai, an inventor in a remote village. Each morning he would sit in perfect stillness for exactly 10 minutes, diving deep into a state of pure focus. In these brief but powerful sessions, complete inventions would appear in his mind, not in pieces but whole and perfect. His creations emerged not from long hours of planning, but from moments of absolute clarity. Modern science now validates this ancient teaching. Research shows that short bursts of intense visualization create stronger neural pathways than longer periods of unfocused practice. When you achieve total immersion in your vision, even for minutes, you trigger a cascade of changes in your brain and energy field. The key lies not in duration but in depth. You must learn to sink completely into your vision, letting go of all else. In these moments of pure focus, the barriers between thought and manifestation dissolve, time compresses, and what might take months can materialize in moments. This is the sacred art of rapid manifestation, the ability to hold your desire with such clarity and conviction that the universe has no choice but to respond. Like a master archer who knows the arrow will strike before it leaves the bow, you must cultivate absolute certainty in these focused moments. The ritual of discovery. Set aside 10 minutes each day for this practice. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and breathe deeply, allowing all other thoughts to fade away. Now step fully into your vision. See it with perfect clarity. Feel it with every cell of your being. Let your entire consciousness merge with this single point of focus. Hold this state of complete immersion for the full 10 minutes, then release it entirely, trusting that the seed has been planted in fertile soil. This brief but powerful practice, performed with absolute conviction, can manifest more quickly than years of scattered thinking. Chapter 18. Group Visualization. In the depths of an ancient monastery where wisdom echoes through time, a truth about manifestation's greatest multiplier awaits your discovery. The power of collective consciousness transforms the impossible into the inevitable, accelerating manifestation beyond what any single mind can achieve alone. A circle of monks once gathered in the highest temple of the mountains, their voices rising in perfect harmony. Before them lay a man ravaged by illness, his breath shallow, his spirit dim. As their chants filled the sacred space, their unified vision of healing created a field of pure possibility. By morning, the man who physicians had deemed beyond hope rose, restored to perfect health. This miracle illustrates a fundamental law of the universe. Energy multiplies when minds unite in common purpose. One candle illuminates a corner, but many candles together dispel all darkness. Your thoughts, when joined with others, create a force that bends reality itself. In the village of Amara, during the worst drought in living memory, the elders remembered this ancient teaching. They gathered every soul, from the youngest child to the most wizened grandmother, in the village square. Together they closed their eyes and saw rain falling upon their parched fields. They felt the cool drops on their skin, smelled the wet earth, heard the thunder rolling across the valley. The next day, clouds gathered from clear skies, and life-giving rain soaked the earth. Modern science now confirms what the ancients knew. Quantum experiments reveal that focused group intention creates measurable changes in physical reality. When multiple minds align their visualization, They generate a field of coherent energy that manifests with remarkable speed and precision. This is why spiritual traditions worldwide emphasize collective prayer and meditation. The power of one becomes the power of many, creating a vortex of manifestation that draws forth miracles. The ritual of discovery. Join with at least one other person who shares your vision. Sit together in a quiet space, close your eyes, and synchronize your breath. Together, visualize your shared intention with perfect clarity. Feel the energy building between you, amplifying your combined power. Practice this for 11 minutes, allowing your unified field of consciousness to seed reality with your desired outcome. What one can dream, two can manifest, and many can materialize almost instantly. Chapter 19, Quantum Jumping. In the ancient scrolls of transformation lies a truth so potent it has remained hidden for centuries. The power to become your highest self does not lie in external forces, but in the sacred chamber of your own consciousness. In a kingdom long forgotten, a young prince named Adrian doubted his ability to lead. The weight of the crown felt too heavy, the expectations too great. One night, a mysterious sage appeared in his chambers, offering him a golden chalice. "Drink this," the sage whispered, "and you shall become who you were meant to be." The prince raised the cup to his lips, drinking deeply. As dawn broke, he felt strength coursing through his veins, wisdom flowing through his mind. His presence commanded respect, his words carried authority. Only later did he discover the truth. The cup had been empty. The transformation came from his belief alone. The universe operates through this principle. When you fully accept a new version of yourself, reality reshapes itself to match your conviction. Your cells respond to your thoughts. Your energy shifts to align with your vision. In the halls of a grand theater, a dancer named Maya discovered this same truth. Before each performance, she would find a quiet corner and close her eyes. In her mind, she would step into the version of herself who danced with perfect grace. She felt the strength in her muscles, the certainty in her movements, the artistry in her soul. When the curtain rose, she became that vision, not through practice alone, but through the power of her transformed identity. The ancient masters taught that transformation happens in an instant, the moment you decide to become your higher self. The rest is simply the physical world catching up to what you have already become in consciousness. Stand in a quiet space, close your eyes, and breathe deeply. Feel the presence of your current self, all its limitations, doubts, and fears. Now imagine a doorway of light before you. Through this doorway exists the version of you who has already become everything you aspire to be. Feel their energy, their confidence, their mastery. In one decisive moment, step through this doorway. Feel the shift in your body, your energy, your very being. Open your eyes as this new version of yourself. You have not simply imagined a change, you have quantum jumped into your higher self. Carry this new energy with you throughout your day. Chapter 20. Visualization plus action. In the dance between thought and action lies a sacred rhythm that few have mastered. Let me share with you an ancient truth that has guided those who understand the delicate balance of manifestation. There once lived two sailors on distant shores. The first, Nathaniel, spent his days studying weather patterns and wind directions, waiting for the perfect moment to begin his journey. He believed preparation alone would guarantee his success. The second sailor, Thomas, understood a deeper wisdom. Each morning he would unfurl his sails into the still air, knowing with unwavering certainty that the winds would rise to meet his readiness. Day after day, Thomas took action while Nathaniel waited. And as surely as the sun rises, the winds began to shift in Thomas's favor, carrying him toward destinations Nathaniel only dreamed of reaching. The universe responds not to idle wishes, but to movement aligned with intention. When you take inspired action, you signal to the great forces of creation that you are ready to receive. Your movement creates ripples in the quantum field, attracting circumstances that match your energy. In a mountain village, a sculptor named Chen understood this principle. In his mind, he held a vision of breathtaking beauty, a statue that would capture the essence of divine grace. Instead of merely visualizing, each day he would approach his marble, chisel in hand. With each strike, he aligned his physical reality with his inner vision. The statue emerged not through imagination alone, but through the sacred marriage of vision and action. The law of inspired action operates through this truth. The universe cannot move through you until you move with it. Your actions, however small, become the bridge between the unseen and the seen. Ritual of discovery. As the sun rises tomorrow, pause and connect with your vision. Feel it living within you. Then take one deliberate action that moves you toward this vision, no matter how subtle. Perhaps it's a phone call you've been meaning to make, a skill you need to practice, or a conversation you must initiate. Let your action flow from inner guidance rather than outer pressure. Watch how the universe responds, sending signs and synchronicities that confirm your path. This is the way of manifesting, through the perfect balance of seeing and doing. Part 3. Mastery and Limitless Manifestation. Chapter 21. The Infinite Field of Possibilities. In the annals of time, there exists a truth so vast that few dare to embrace its implications. You are about to discover a secret that has remained hidden in plain sight, waiting for those ready to perceive it. In a temple perched high among ancient peaks, a young seeker named Raj climbed countless steps in search of wisdom. Upon reaching the summit, he encountered an aged sage whose eyes held the depth of centuries. "How do I know what is possible?" Raj asked, his voice trembling with uncertainty. Without speaking, the sage presented him with a mirror unlike any other. As Raj gazed into its surface, he gasped. Instead of his familiar reflection, he witnessed countless versions of himself, some wealthy beyond measure, others living in simplicity, some teaching multitudes, others walking in solitude. Each reflection was equally real, equally alive, waiting to be chosen. The quantum field, as modern physics now confirms, holds every possibility in a state of perpetual existence. You do not create your reality from nothing. You select it from an infinite array of possibilities already present in the universe. Like a radio tuning to different frequencies, your focus determines which reality manifests in your experience. This truth revealed itself again through the tale of Samuel, a merchant whose fortunes had dwindled to nothing. One night, in a moment of clarity, he realized he was choosing his reality through his expectations. Instead of seeing himself as a failed merchant, he began focusing on the version of himself who had already achieved abundance. Within days, opportunities appeared that had been invisible to him before. His circumstances hadn't changed. His selection had. The mirror the sage held contained no magic beyond what exists in your own consciousness. Every moment you stand before the infinite mirror of existence, selecting which reality to experience through your focus and expectation. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed, a sanctuary where your inner wisdom can emerge unhindered. Close your eyes and become still, letting your breath settle into a natural rhythm. Ask yourself with complete honesty, what reality am I choosing right now? Feel the weight of this question in your heart, letting it penetrate the depths of your being. Notice the images, feelings, and thoughts that arise without judgment. Then, with gentle determination, shift your focus to the reality you wish to experience. Don't force or strain, simply select it, as you would select a channel on a radio. Knowing that all possibilities exist simultaneously, feel yourself already existing in that reality, knowing it is as real and available as the one you currently inhabit. Let your consciousness expand into this chosen reality, allowing every cell of your being to align with this new selection. Your inner knowing will guide you to the frequency that resonates most purely with your highest good. Chapter 22, From Doubt to Certainty. Among the ancient scrolls that speak of manifestation's deepest mysteries lies a truth so powerful it can transform doubt into unwavering certainty. You are about to uncover this sacred wisdom, passed down through generations of those who mastered the art of absolute conviction. In the mist-shrouded mountains of the East lived a warrior named Chen, whose sword skills were unmatched, yet whose heart harbored shadows of doubt. Though his techniques were flawless, he had never won a significant battle. Seeking answers, he journeyed to the Temple of Clear Sight, where an oracle dwelled. The oracle, her eyes gleaming with ancient knowledge, spoke words that would echo through time. Victory belongs to those who see only one path: success. She revealed to Chen that his skill was not his obstacle, his divided mind was. Those who entertain the possibility of failure create it, while those who see only triumph draw it forth inevitably. This truth finds its reflection in the workings of your own mind. Modern neuroscience has unveiled what mystics have long known. When you doubt, you literally weaken the neural pathways that support your desired outcome. But when you maintain unwavering certainty, these pathways strengthen, creating new networks that support manifestation. In the valleys below the temple lived a healer named Ming, whose remedies were simple herbs and water. Yet those who sought his care recovered from the most severe ailments. The secret lay not in his medicines, but in his absolute conviction in their power. He saw only healing, and so healing came. The universe responds not to what you want, but to what you believe without question. When you visualize with doubt, you create resistance that repels your desire. But when you visualize with certainty, you become a magnet for manifestation. From this moment forward, let certainty be your constant companion. Each time doubt attempts to enter your consciousness, immediately replace it with these words: "It is done." Speak this not as a hope or wish, but as an acknowledgement of what already exists in the quantum field. Let "it is done" become the mantra that dissolves all resistance, leaving only pure, unwavering certainty in its wake. Speak these words with the authority of one who knows that what is seen in the mind must manifest in the physical world. Your certainty becomes the bridge between vision and reality. Chapter 23, Manifesting Large Desires. In the scrolls of time there exists a tale that reveals the boundless nature of human potential. Through its wisdom, you shall discover that the only limits to manifestation are those you accept as real. In an ancient kingdom bordered by vast deserts, a king dreamed of building a palace that would touch the heavens themselves. His vision was grand: towers of crystal that would catch the sun's rays and transform them into ribbons of light, gardens that would bloom in midair, and halls that would sing with the wind's passage. When he shared his vision, his advisors recoiled, declaring such a feat impossible. But among them stood an old architect, his eyes bright with the light of ancient wisdom. As others spoke of limitations, he approached the king and whispered, "It is only impossible if you believe it so." The architect began not with stone and mortar, but with pure vision. Each day he would sit in meditation, holding the image of the palace so clearly that others began to see it too. Soon, craftsmen started offering solutions to problems that had seemed insurmountable. Merchants brought materials thought not to exist. The impossible became inevitable, simply because one man refused to accept limitation. This truth echoes through time. Every great achievement began as an impossible vision in someone's mind. The Wright brothers saw flight before wings could carry us. Tesla glimpsed wireless communication when others could not fathom such possibility. Across the sea, a sailor named Raja set his course toward an island that no map had ever shown. Others called him mad, but he held the image of that land so clearly in his mind that his ship seemed guided by an invisible hand. When asked how he could be certain of finding something no one had seen, he simply replied, "The land exists because I see it." After 40 days at sea, the impossible shore appeared on the horizon, exactly as he had envisioned. Your mind knows no bounds except those you place upon it. When you remove all limits from your vision, the universe conspires to make it real. The size of your dream matters not. What matters is the absoluteness of your belief. Take your journal and write down your grandest desire, the one that makes your heart race with both excitement and fear. Now close your eyes and remove every limitation you've placed upon it. See it not as difficult but as natural as the rising sun. Feel it not as distant, but as inevitable as the turning of the earth. Let your vision expand until what seemed impossible becomes simply what is. Hold this expanded vision for several minutes, allowing it to imprint itself upon the fabric of your consciousness. Your dream is not too big. It is exactly as big as it needs to be. Chapter 24. Rewriting your past to change your present. In the depths of an ancient library where wisdom sleeps in scrolls of forgotten knowledge, a remarkable truth awaits your discovery. This sacred teaching reveals how the past, which seems etched in stone, is as fluid as water in the light of consciousness. There lived a scholar named Yusuf who discovered a mysterious tome hidden behind rows of dusty manuscripts. As he opened its weathered pages, his hands trembled, for there, written in flowing script, was the story of his own life. Every triumph, every sorrow, every moment he had lived was captured in perfect detail. Yet when he reached the present moment, he found the remaining pages blank. Seeking understanding, he journeyed to a mountain hermitage where a sage dwelled among the clouds. The sage, upon hearing of the book, smiled knowingly and spoke. "Your past is ink, but it is not dry." These words held a power that would transform understanding of time itself. The mind does not simply store memories like a vessel holds water. It recreates them anew each time they are recalled. Modern science has unveiled this truth. Every memory you summon is not a perfect recording, but a fresh creation shaped by your present understanding. In a distant valley lived a woman named Amara, who carried the weight of a difficult childhood. Each night she would close her eyes and reimagine those challenging years, not as moments of pain, but as seeds of strength. Where once she saw abandonment, she now saw independence. Where there was struggle, she discovered resilience. As she rewrote these memories in her mind, her present reality began to shift. The burden she had carried transformed into wings that lifted her toward new heights. This power lies within you now, waiting to be awakened like a seed beneath winter frost. Your past is not a prison of fixed events, but a garden you can tend with new understanding, where each memory is a flower that can bloom differently in the light of fresh wisdom. When you change how you view what has been, you alter what can be. For the stories you tell yourself about your journey shape the path that lies ahead. The ancient masters knew this truth, that time itself bends to the will of consciousness, and that which was written can be rewritten through the lens of your awakened spirit. Find a quiet space where you will not be disturbed. Close your eyes and journey back to a moment that once brought pain. Now, with the wisdom you carry today, see this moment anew. What strength did it forge within you? What understanding did it plant? Let this new vision take root in your mind. Feel how this shift in perspective changes not just your memory, but your present moment. Do this daily and watch as your past becomes a foundation for power rather than a source of limitation. Chapter 25, The Power of Present Moment Visualization. In the eternal now, where all power resides, you stand at the threshold of a profound truth. Within the sacred halls of an ancient monastery, a young disciple named Ravi paced restlessly, his mind racing between past regrets and future dreams. His master observed silently, noting how the young man's energy scattered like leaves in a storm. "Come," the master beckoned, placing a single grain of rice in Ravi's palm. "Tell me what you see." "A grain of rice, master," Ravi replied, puzzled. "Look deeper," the master instructed. "This single grain contains the entirety of existence. When your mind wanders to tomorrow or yesterday, you miss the miracle unfolding in your hand right now." As Ravi focused on the grain, something extraordinary happened. His racing thoughts stilled, and in that moment of pure presence, the rice began to sprout, a manifestation born from undivided attention. The universe responds not to scattered thoughts of future desires, but to the concentrated power of present awareness. Modern psychology has revealed that when you align fully with the now, resistance dissolves and manifestation accelerates naturally, like a river finding its course. In a distant village lived a musician named Maya, who understood this truth intuitively. Each evening, as she played her instrument, she treated every note as if it were the only sound in existence. She didn't think of the next measure or the previous phrase. She lived completely in each vibration. Those who listened said her music had the power to transform reality itself, for she played from a place where time stood still and creation flowed freely. The power you seek exists only in this moment. When you project your visualization into some distant future, you push it away from the point of power, the eternal now. Your creative force flows most purely when you root yourself in present awareness, seeing and feeling your desires as current reality rather than future possibility. Sacred insight. The present moment is the only point from which manifestation can occur. All power exists in the now. The ancient teachings whisper this truth. To master manifestation, you must first master presence. Your visualization becomes exponentially more powerful when you bring it into the current moment, rather than projecting it into an imagined future. Ritual of discovery. Find a quiet space and close your eyes. Instead of seeing your desire as something approaching, experience it as something occurring now. Feel the weight of it in your hands, the texture of it against your skin, the reality of it in this very moment. Let go of soon and someday. Embrace the power of now, where all creation springs forth. Practice this present-centered visualization daily, allowing your desires to unfold in the eternal moment of now. Chapter 26. The Spiritual Art of Letting Go. In the annals of time, a truth emerges that speaks to the very essence of manifestation. Along an ancient trade route, a traveler named Hassan clutched his weathered map with white knuckles, his eyes fixed upon the parchment rather than the path before him. For days he wandered in circles, growing more frustrated with each setting sun. A sage watching from beneath the shade of an old olive tree called out to him, "You hold so tightly to your map that you cannot feel the wind guiding you home." "But without this map I will surely lose my way," Hassan protested. "The map you grip is merely a symbol of your need to control," the sage replied. "The universe has 1,000 ways to lead you to your destination, but your tight grip allows for only one." As Hassan reluctantly loosened his hold, the wind caught the map and carried it away. In that moment of surrender, he noticed for the first time the subtle signs nature had provided. The direction of the flowing streams, the position of the sun, the pattern of the stars. In a distant village lived a woman named Amara who searched endlessly for love. She attended every gathering, spoke to every stranger, yet love remained elusive. One day, exhausted from seeking, she released her desperate search and turned instead to tending her garden. It was there, among her blooming roses, that love found her, in the form of a wandering artist who was drawn to the peace she had found in letting go. The quantum field responds not to grasping but to allowing. When scientists attempt to force specific outcomes in quantum experiments, the results become unstable. Yet when they release attachment and simply observe, the particles find their natural order. You have been taught that control brings results, that effort ensures success. But the universe operates on a higher principle. What you release with trust returns multiplied. When you loosen your grip on how your desires must manifest, you open yourself to possibilities beyond your limited imagination. Sacred insight. The tighter you hold, the more elusive your desires become. True power lies in conscious surrender. Your role is not to orchestrate every detail of manifestation, but to hold the vision while releasing attachment to the form it takes. Trust that the universe's plan far exceeds the limitations of your current understanding. Find a quiet moment and hold your deepest desire in your mind. Now, with complete trust, whisper these words: "I trust it is already mine." Feel the peace that comes with releasing control. Let the universe orchestrate the perfect unfolding of your desire in its own divine timing. Chapter 27. Higher Consciousness Visualization. In the heights of the sacred mountains, where the air grows thin and thoughts become crystal clear, dwelt a mystic named Kai. Each dawn, as the first light touched the peaks, he would sit in perfect stillness, eyes closed, yet seeing more than those who walked with eyes wide open. You see, Kai had discovered a truth that few understand. Visualization is not an act of creation, but of connection. As he sat in the pre-dawn silence, his consciousness would expand beyond the confines of his physical form, touching the infinite field where all possibilities already exist. "The eyes deceive," he would say to those who sought his wisdom. "They show you what is, but the inner vision reveals what has always been." In a valley far below lived a healer named Maya. Those who came to her spoke of miraculous recoveries, yet her method was simple. She saw only wholeness where others saw brokenness. When a blind man approached her door, she did not see his affliction. In her vision, his sight was already restored. Within moments, he began to see pinpoints of light, and by sunset, his vision had returned completely. The secret lies not in forcing a new reality into being, but in aligning your consciousness with the reality you wish to experience. This is why masters teach that elevated consciousness accelerates manifestation. From the heights of expanded awareness, you can see beyond the illusion of limitation into the truth of infinite possibility. When your mind becomes still like the surface of an undisturbed lake, it reflects reality with perfect clarity. In this state of receptive awareness, visualization becomes less about creating images and more about receiving visions of what already exists in the quantum field of all possibilities. Sacred insight. True visualization occurs not in the mind that thinks, but in the consciousness that knows. The power to manifest instantly exists within you now, waiting to be recognized and embraced. It awakens not through effort or strain, but through the natural elevation of your consciousness to the level where your desires already exist as reality. Like a flower reaching toward sunlight, your awareness naturally expands toward higher planes of being where manifestation occurs spontaneously, without resistance. In these elevated states, you transcend the illusion of time and enter the eternal now, where all possibilities already exist in their complete form. Ritual of discovery. Find a quiet space where you will remain undisturbed. Sit in comfortable stillness and allow your breath to become slow and deep. Feel your consciousness expanding beyond the boundaries of your physical form. From this expanded state, simply observe as images of your desired reality naturally arise. Do not force or create these images. Allow them to emerge from the field of infinite possibility. Remain in this receptive state for as long as feels natural, knowing that what you observe already exists. Chapter 28. Beyond Matter. In the ancient halls of wisdom where knowledge flows like water through time-worn stones, there lived a scholar named Reza. His pursuit of truth led him to question the very nature of reality itself. As he pored over sacred texts and scientific treatises alike, a recurring pattern emerged. What appeared solid was anything but. One day, while meditating in the temple gardens, an enlightened master approached him. "You seek to understand the nature of reality," the master observed, "but you look in the wrong direction. What you call matter is simply thought in form." The scholar's mind reeled at this revelation. Yet modern quantum physics now confirms what the ancients always knew. Matter, at its most fundamental level, is simply energy arranged by consciousness. The solid world you perceive is mostly empty space, held together by invisible forces that respond to the observer. In a monastery high in the mountains, a monk named Chen discovered this truth through direct experience. Suffering from a deadly illness, he retreated into deep meditation. Instead of visualizing health returning to his body, he released all attachment to physical form entirely. In that state of pure consciousness, he simply knew wellness as his natural state. When he emerged 3 days later, his illness had vanished completely. This is the highest form of visualization, one that transcends the need for mental pictures or physical representations. Pure consciousness needs no form to manifest its desires. Like light filling an empty room, it simply illuminates what already exists in potential. Sacred insight. The purest manifestation occurs when consciousness recognizes itself as the source of all form. You have been taught to create detailed mental pictures of your desires, but there exists an even more powerful approach. Instead of building elaborate visualizations, simply rest in the awareness that contains all possibilities. Your consciousness is the canvas upon which all reality is painted. When you realize this truth, manifestation becomes effortless. For what need is there to create what already exists within your own awareness? Ritual of discovery. Sit in perfect stillness and release all attachment to physical form. Let go of the need to picture specific outcomes or scenarios. Simply rest in pure awareness, knowing that your consciousness is the source of all manifestation. Feel the energy of your desire as a vibration within this awareness. Trust that this energy will naturally arrange itself into perfect form, just as snowflakes form perfect patterns without conscious direction. Remain in this state of formless knowing for as long as feels natural, understanding that manifestation occurs most powerfully when consciousness recognizes its own unlimited nature. Chapter 29, The Final Key. In the ancient scrolls of manifestation, a truth emerges that surpasses all others in its power to transform reality, the sacred force of gratitude. Through the veils of time, this wisdom has been preserved, waiting for those ready to embrace its profound simplicity. A weary traveler named Armin approached the gates of abundance, his clothes dusty from long journeys. The city gleamed with golden spires and prosperous markets, yet when he reached for the handle, the gates remained sealed. The gatekeeper, an enigmatic figure draped in silk, spoke with quiet authority. Those who enter here must already feel wealthy before they arrive. Confused and exhausted, Armin settled beneath an old olive tree. As the sun cast long shadows across the earth, he began to notice small blessings. The cool breeze against his skin, the sweet water in his flask, the strength in his legs that had carried him so far. With each acknowledgement, something shifted within him. He thanked the universe for these gifts, and as gratitude filled his heart, the massive gates began to move, opening silently before him. The quantum field responds not to what you want, but to what you already appreciate. When you exist in a state of gratitude, you align with the frequency of abundance, and the universe must respond in kind. Modern research reveals that gratitude actually alters brain chemistry, creating neural patterns that attract similar experiences. In the marketplace of Damascus, a merchant named Karim faced empty shelves and mounting debts. Yet instead of dwelling in lack, he began each morning by thanking the universe for the prosperity flowing toward him. He expressed gratitude for customers not yet arrived, for wealth still in transit, for abundance still unseen. Within weeks, unexpected opportunities emerged. A caravan needed storage space, a wealthy merchant sought a partnership, and prosperity flowed as naturally as water. Sacred insight. Gratitude is not a response to abundance. It is the magnetic force that draws abundance forth. You stand now at the threshold of transformation. The power to attract all you desire rests not in asking, but in giving thanks before evidence appears. This is the quantum accelerator. Gratitude offered in advance creates a vibrational signature that the universe must match. Ritual of discovery. Before the sun rises each day, sit in sacred stillness. Feel deep gratitude for your desire as if it has already manifested. Let appreciation flow from your heart for this gift already received. Experience the joy, the relief, the certainty of its presence in your life. Maintain this feeling of thankfulness throughout your day, knowing that gratitude offered before manifestation is the most powerful force of creation. Chapter 30. Living as a Master Visualizer. In the sacred texts of manifestation, there exists a final truth that binds all others, the power of unwavering dedication. Through the mists of time, this wisdom emerges as clear as morning light. A young student named Reza returns to his mountain village, his eyes alight with inner knowing. Where once doubt clouded his vision, certainty now radiates from his presence. The villagers gather around him, sensing the transformation. What changed? They ask. His answer comes not in words, but in actions. Each dawn they watch as he sits beneath the ancient cedar tree, eyes closed, vision turned inward. Days pass, and the impossible unfolds. Crops flourish in barren soil. Harmony replaces discord. Abundance flows where scarcity once ruled. The universe responds not to occasional wishes, but to consistent vision. When visualization becomes as natural as breathing, Reality has no choice but to align with your inner sight. Modern science confirms that neural pathways strengthen through repetition. What you practice daily becomes your default state of being. In the valleys of Kashmir, a woman named Amira practiced visualization with such dedication that the boundary between inner and outer reality dissolved. She saw rain before clouds gathered, felt warmth before the sun rose, and manifested with such ease that others called it magic. Her secret? She had made visualization her constant companion, as natural as the beating of her heart. Sacred insight. Mastery is not in knowing the way. It is in walking it until the path and the walker become one. You stand now at the threshold of your own mastery. The power to transform reality rests not in occasional practice, but in making visualization your constant companion. Let every breath remind you of your creative power, every moment an opportunity to align inner vision with outer reality. Ritual of discovery. From this moment forward, let visualization become your daily bread. Begin each morning by seeing your desired reality. Throughout the day, return to this vision as naturally as you return to breath. Before sleep, immerse yourself once more in the reality you are creating. Make no distinction between what you see within and what manifests without. They are one and the same. To your email inbox. The link is in the pinned comment. Conclusion. Through these sacred pages, you have walked the path of those who understood the highest truth, that reality bends to the power of focused vision. Like an ancient scroll unfolding its mysteries, each teaching has revealed another layer of your innate creative force. You now grasp what the great masters knew. Visualization is not mere daydreaming. It is the language through which you communicate with the infinite. The evidence surrounds you, written in the fabric of quantum reality, echoing through the chambers of your own experience. Every moment of alignment between your inner sight and outer reality has proven this truth. Yet this book is but a gateway. The real power lies not in these words, but in how you will wield them. Each practice, each ritual, each moment of focused vision has prepared you for this, the moment you step fully into your role as conscious creator. Think of the merchant who transformed his fortune through unwavering vision, the healer who saw wholeness until it manifested, the farmer who spoke life into barren fields. Their stories are now your story. Their power is your power. The same force that moved through them moves through you. Modern science stands alongside ancient wisdom, confirming what the sages knew. Consciousness shapes reality. The observer effect, quantum entanglement, the plasticity of time itself, all point to the supreme truth that your mind is not merely witnessing reality, it is creating it. You hold now not just a book, but a key to unlocking dimensions of possibility you have only begun to explore. The practices you have learned are not mere exercises, they are the fundamental technologies of reality creation. Each visualization is a seed planted in the fertile soil of infinite potential. As you close these pages, know that you are not ending a journey, but beginning one. You are stepping into your birthright as a conscious creator, armed with the wisdom of ages and the power of focused intention. The universe awaits your vision, ready to mirror back whatever you dare to see clearly. This is your initiation into mastery. The power has always been within you. These teachings have simply reminded you how to access it. Now the real work begins. What reality will you shape? What dreams will you breathe into being? The canvas of existence stretches before you, waiting for the touch of your creative vision. If you enjoyed this exclusive audiobook, I handpicked this next book which will change your life.